A happy Friday and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Grant Olson is still out this week. I'm still Jefferson Robbins, filling in and learning the ropes as I go. Today's top news stories are coming up. First, let's take a look outside our weather window real quick. The pleasant temperatures continued today. Beautiful view from our Sky-Fi cam. Sunny with a high in the 60s today. It looks like much the same as on tap through the weekend, but stay tuned because Eric Granstrom's going to be along later with the full weather forecast. Right now, here's some of the stories we're following for you tonight. The Chelan County budget looks like it might be another tight one for the coming fiscal year. Boaters need to be do some tidying up, and Soap Lake spent a whole day living with water that wasn't as clean as the town's name might imply. But first up in news, 2 Grant County men are charged with carrying out a series of thefts and burglaries last month in the Chelan area. Travis Hintz and Nicholas Anardi of Moses Lake were arrested September 25th during a traffic stop. The 2 men are suspected in several thefts and car prowls reported in the 2 days prior. Deputies said some of the stolen property was found in their vehicle during the stop. Hintz and Anardi face charges including burglary, vehicle prowl, and possessing stolen property. Some of the stolen items have been returned to their owners. Well, the Chelan County PUD says a contractor will use a helicopter on Saturday to place new buoys below Rocky Reach Dam. Officials say the long-planned project will reestablish the buoy line that keeps boats 400 feet below the spillways and the end of the fish corridor, the fish bypass. The contractor will install 5 new buoys, each with a solar-powered light, to make them more visible. Boaters are urged to avoid the area for safety. In the meantime, the cost of the project is about $300,000. Rocky Reach Discovery Center will still be open as usual on Saturday. The Chelan County Commissioners say they expect more belt tightening in 2020. NCWLIFE Steve Hare met with the commissioners this week as they prepare to set next year's operating budget.
They are expecting another austere year in terms of spending. Commissioners told me earlier this week that they expect to start next year with a budget shortfall similar to this year.
We may, no different than last year, start off with a gap. Of course, the asks, every year, increase, and revenues don't necessarily increase every year. And so we'll take a look at what our gap is and try to work through that like we did last year. And then we started off last year with a $3 million gap, and we're able to bring it back to a balance. We'll have our challenges, again this year, but I think, by the end of the day, we'll get to her.
And I guess I can ask you, Steve, if you would be willing to go into a business that you're restricted to only increase your revenue 1% and your costs are going up 3%. That is something that makes it very difficult, and so we have to be creative about it. We have to partnership with the state to quit asking us to do things and then not sending the money for it. A lot of those kinds of issues that we have to address.
Now, the county derives most of its income from property taxes, but current state law prevents local government from increasing property taxes by more than 1% a year without a public vote. Steve Hare, NCWLIFE News.
Steve Hare, thank you for that report. The Wenatchee Waste Transfer Station reopens after being closed for several weeks due to a small fire. Waste Management District Manager Kurt Kazin says the South Wenatchee Avenue facility is open on its regular schedule after making necessary repairs. The August 6th fire broke out from a fault in a hydraulic pump. Customers dropping off waste were temporarily rerouted to 3 other disposal points. And coming up next, some small communities got a little juice for their vital projects with the latest round of federal grants. And a major break in the pipes forces Soap Lake to temporarily boil its tap water. That's all just ahead. I'm Jefferson Robbins. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Some jobs are a calling. They require something deeper, an innate devotion to the communities in which we live. At Giesa Credit Union, we help you support local firefighters. With every purchase you make with a Giesa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select firefighter organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little with the Giesa Firefighters Affinity debit card.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
And welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Residents of Soap Lake are under a boil order for their home water use after a main city line broke in 4 places on Thursday afternoon. The line breaks, which happened in the Main Avenue area, were repaired by Thursday night, but as of tonight, the boil order remains in effect for everyone on the city water system. The Soap Lake Police Department helped out Friday morning by donating bottled water to the town's 3 schools, as well as to a long-term care center. Well, NCW communities including Omak, Okanagan, and Bridgeport got some good news this week with hundreds of thousands of dollars in community development block grants. The town of Okanagan now has $24,000 to study improvements to its levees to protect against flooding like that shown here. The town of Bridgeport gets more than $275,000 to spend on fire protection equipment and a downtown revitalization plan. And $458,000 goes to Omak to upgrade its stormwater system. Overall, about $10.5 million from the federal grant program was distributed to 25 rural communities statewide. Now, this Saturday, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society will be participating in the statewide shelter open house from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson has more on that.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We're here with Jenny, the volunteer coordinator at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and you guys are having a statewide shelter open house this Saturday, correct?
We are. It's from 11 to 3 here at the shelter. We have PetSmart on site, and they're going to be handing out goodies. We have goodie bags for adopters, and we have a big adoption special going on, and that's cats and dogs 6 months and older. They're $1 off for every day they've been here in our shelter. So we're really hoping some of our longer staying animals will get homes.
And thank you, Megan. Go get those puppies and kitties. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, Eric Granstrom's got this weekend's weather forecast, and Caitlin Heddersheet tells us how the Kashmir Museum is making something old seem new again. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is Amanda, and we are from Impact Auto Sales,
where you can expect a hassle-free car buying experience. With our wide selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, let one of our friendly sales staff help you find the vehicle that fits your lifestyle. We have financing available for all credit types and great low rates for first-time buyers. Call us today at 888-8000 or stop by 3522 State Highway 97A in Wenatchee. Impact Auto Sales, where we strive to make an impact on your life and not your wallet.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Kashmir. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
And welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. A cherished piece of Cashmere history got some tender loving care just in time for this weekend's Apple Days festivities at the Cashmere Museum and Pioneer Village. NCWLIFE Channel's Caitlin Hedersheet has more.
It's such a part of the collective memory of Cashmere. Everyone remembers, oh, when I was little, the wheel would turn, and then it was just weekends, and then it was not at all for 5 years. And so to have it turning at Apple Days for the first time in 5 years is a really big deal, I think.
Becca Kazanigi, a member of the Cashmere Museum team, says after reminiscing with her husband about their memories as kids of the water wheel turning on the riverfront, they decided to look into what kind of fixes were necessary to get this piece of history up and running again. With a small group of volunteers, including her husband, parents, and kids, along with another museum staff member and her family, the project became a family affair. An anonymous donor stepped up, covering the cost of lumber, and Tacoma Screw donated supplies to cover everything they needed to replace the rotting wood on each paddle and bucket, getting the wheel ready for Apple Days this weekend. I asked Becca for the history on what this water wheel was used for and where it came from.
There used to be lots of them along the riverbanks to irrigate the orchards in the area. This particular water wheel is special because all of the metal parts on it came from the stern wheeler, the North Star. Before the railroads came in, stern wheelers were the main way to get goods and people up and down the river. And there were 5 tied together, and there was a huge fire, and the stern wheelers burned to the water line. So Paul Stoffel was a captain of one of those stern wheelers, and he bought the Burbank Homestead fruit orchard. So this water wheel on the National Historic Registry is called 2 things, the Stoffel water wheel and the Burbank Homestead water wheel, which can cause some confusion, but we wanted to really highlight the homestead because that is where the original water wheel was. And then Paul Stoffel, using the axle and metal parts and buckets from the stern wheeler, rebuilt the water wheel to, I don't know the percentage of how much more he enlarged it, but it was significant. And so we wanted to honor both the Stoffels and the Burbank Homestead. So in 1948, the water wheel previous to that had been used to irrigate the orchards in Monitors just a couple miles downriver. And then in 1948, this flood came through and it destroyed the water wheel, and it sat, even after the waters receded, it sat unused for years. And then in 1973, was flown by helicopter on a single cable from Monitor to here. They had built this cement base for it, and I don't think anything like that has ever been done. I've never heard of it anywhere else, so it's pretty special.
Becca says getting this wheel turning again is bringing a piece of local history to life for generations to come.
I remember when I was little, people would pull over as soon as they got over the bridge and walk back over the bridge to take pictures of it turning. It was just it's unusual. Like Seattle has their Space Needle and their skyline, and in Cashmere we don't have a skyline, but this is our one really interesting piece of architecture, so it's kind of what we're known for.
This weekend, Becca's dad will get to throw the switch for the big water wheel for the first time in 5 years. While it won't be a big fanfare this weekend at Apple Days, the museum has plans for a big celebration this spring.
It will just turn for those 2 days, and then for the rest of the season it will remain off. And then next spring when we open, we're going to have a restoration celebration and have wine and appetizers and a band and a big kind of like, we're open for the season, it's going to turn all year kind of party. But we still have some work to do as far as housing the engine pieces, and we wanted to extend this deck out for viewing a little more. It has been really neat to learn the history, and then also to have such a supportive community. So I love those kind of collaborations and unexpected, I don't know, just little love notes to Cashmere, I think is kind of what it is.
For more on Apple Days 2019 at the Cashmere Museum this weekend, visit our website at ncwlife.com to get the full lowdown on some new activities coming to the annual festival. Caitlin Hedersheet, NCWLIFE News.
Well, it should be a great weekend weather-wise as far as ample days are concerned. Before we get to our forecast and such, let's take a look outside the weather window. Here we have kind of a mixed bag today. We had some sunshine, a few clouds, a lot of rain last night. If you're watching the Seahawks game like I was, my wife came and says, "Did you hear what's happening outside?" She opened the door, and sure enough, showers coming down. But Local Tel's Sky-Fi wireless network providing us a lovely view of the Wenatchee Valley. Let's see what's happening as far as the almanac is concerned. Our high today in the Wenatchee Valley, not quite what we expected, but 64. The top out temperature for the day today. 43 was the overnight low. That happened at about 5:55 this morning. We're right in the normal range, 68 and 46 for this time of year. 81, our record high in 2003. The record low, 34 in 1981. We had officially up at the airport 3/100 of an inch of rainfall. By the way, the low temperature the other night on Wednesday tied a record in the Wenatchee Valley of 37 degrees set in 1999. We're up to 5.93 inches of rainfall for the year so far. 7:04 our sunrise and 6:34 the sunset. Let's put things in motion and take a look at what happened as far as the cloud cover is concerned. Here you see that system that moved through overnight last night, and then as we get into the weekend, things are looking very nice with not much cloud cover to speak of. By Tuesday, we're going to get a system that's going to sag in as this high pressure system moves off to the south and east of us. That's going to give us some clouds and a brief system. Monday night, Tuesday, that's about it. And then by the middle part of next week and into the latter part of the week, here comes another system that will sag down. We're going to see this high pressure kind of ridge give way to allow some of this cloud cover to come in by the end of next week. As far as the precipitation is concerned, we're looking at the shower activity that happened overnight last night. Otherwise, we're going to be pretty dry for the most part for the weekend. But then coming up on Monday night and Tuesday, this system's going to come right sliding down through across Washington State and give us some showers here. Maybe some snow in the higher elevations. We'll watch those past conditions in the first part of next week, and then dry for the most part all the way until about Friday night. And then here comes another system sagging in across, and we're going to see the wet conditions return by Saturday next. As far as temperatures are concerned, we're really, with this high pressure system centered down here, we're going to keep things pretty mild for the most part for the Wenatchee Valley for the upcoming weekend. We could top out into the low 70s, get that by Monday, but then things are going to change a little bit. We're going to see this air mass come down as that high pressure ridge will slip down from BC and come our way, and that's going to give us some cold temperatures, especially in the mountain passes right up in through here as far as the temperatures are concerned. So there you go as far as the weather is concerned. In the surface loop, let's see what's in store for us as far as the quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight, any breeze we have in the Wenatchee Valley going to let up. 45 our overnight low tonight, so not a bad night to come out and join us to watch football in Cashmere tonight. Tomorrow we might have a little breeze in the morning, a few clouds that'll give way to sunny skies. 62 for the high tomorrow, 42 for the overnight low on Saturday night. Sunday's going to be the best day of the weekend with sunshine. 63, 46 the overnight low. As we look ahead to next week, we talked about possibly that 70-degree mark on Monday. Nighttime lows Monday going to be pretty warm. Some clouds going to move in, maybe a chance of rain on Tuesday, and then dry on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then another system moving in by next weekend. That's your forecast on the NCWLIFE Channel Evening News. Stay right there. I'll be back with sports on the way next.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
If you want to work in IT, here's a tip. Employers value IT certifications. 91% say they play a key role in hiring. 72% require them for certain job openings. Improve your odds of getting the job. Enroll in the Computer Networking Systems program at Charter College. In 14 months, you could earn an associate degree and 6 IT certifications. Get started at chartercollege.edu/IT, where we work to get you to work.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's Country's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Are you like many who are lacking in their retirement plan but are skeptical to talk to an advisor? Are you concerned about where you should put your money or who to trust? At Solomon Financial, we are more about the people we serve than policies or products. We are a fee-based fiduciary with the mission of giving you the peace of mind so you can live the retirement of your dreams. If you have any of these questions or concerns, we'd welcome you to come see us.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Friday to you. Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Seahawks had a little bit of both last night to outlast Los Angeles 30-29 at CenturyLink Field. On a night when late Paul Allen was inducted into the Seahawks Ring of Honor, it seemed maybe he provided a little breath of wind for Seattle as a potential game-winning field goal for the Rams missed just wide right in the closing seconds. Seattle clawed through 5 lead changes to go ahead on a 12-play, 75-yard, nearly 7-minute drive when Russell Wilson found Chris Carson on a 5-yard touchdown pass that made it 30-29 with 2:34 left. Wilson had an MVP-caliber night, completing 17 of 23 passes for 268 yards and 4 touchdowns as the Seahawks improved to 4-1. Coach Pete Carroll blown away by the tenacity of his team to hang in and come through.
I thought Russell played one of the best games I've ever seen him play. I just have never seen him have so much, speaking of magic, in him. All of the plays, all of the plays that he came up with his legs, running for one, but also not just to get out of trouble, but to find the receivers and make the throws, just one after another, after another, after another. The extraordinary play to lock. And honestly, I still haven't seen it. I didn't get a chance to see it yet. Everybody's just raving like it's one of the best catches they've ever seen. But it also is one of the best throws that's ever been made, if that's the case, because there was just like, there was no room for error. But I just thought Russ just stole the show tonight. He just did so much.
Wilson was quick to credit his teammates for helping him provide yet another comeback win for the Seahawks.
Guys were making plays like crazy tonight. You know, offensive line did a tremendous job against a very, very good defensive line. They gave me time. They gave me opportunities. We found guys down the field. We made plays. Chris Carson ran the ball unbelievably well. The O-line did great there. And then DK Metcalf on the deep post. I mean, that was pure perfection on that. Tyler Lockett, the toe tap. I mean, it doesn't get any more on time and on the money with his footwork there and just the play that we've had to make. And today was special. And then we had a few other plays. Defense was great. You know, defense kept battling. We kept believing, even to the last little second there. And
Seattle's off till October 13th when it will travel to Cleveland to take on the Browns. We have high school football coming up tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. Kashmir Bulldogs host the Omak Pioneers. Omak's 4-0, coming off a forfeit last Friday from Oroville, who said they didn't want to put their kids at risk by playing a much bigger Pioneer team. Kashmir's 3-1, having lost at Cheney last Friday, turning the ball over 5 times in the contest. I asked Coach Brian Bremer if his team is meeting his expectations.
My only expectation of this season is that our guys are going to play hard, and our guys are. You know, we struggled last week, but the effort's there, and when the effort's there, good things will come. So we really just try to focus on our process over results, and the results take care of themselves. So really happy with where we're at.
How's it feel for you 2 years in? Do you feel like this is home?
100%. This is definitely home. This is definitely where I'm supposed to be. Really tough leaving the spot that I was at. I was really happy. I had no complaints where I was at. Worked with a great staff and worked for a great head coach. Had no complaints. But then this opportunity kind of jumped in my lap and decided to run with it. But this is definitely home.
Cashmere Omak coming up tonight, 6:45 pregame with yours truly and Grant Olson. Wenatchee's on the road for the first time this season tonight in Moses Lake. Panther defense will try to contain the Chiefs' offensive attack with the help of senior linebacker Jax Tucker. He says Wenatchee's fortunes hinge on togetherness and communication.
I feel like we're doing a lot better than last year in terms of just style of play. I think we're doing a great job, and defensively we're keeping it up just like last year, and I think we're gonna have a great season. There's a lot of talk, especially from the DBs. That's just kind of how they are. But linebackers try to communicate to the defensive line for sure. Well, we repeat what Dev calls, our coach, and then we try and read it. We tell the strength, so what side we think the ball is going to go to most likely, and then just reading, react, and go.
Eastmont takes his 4-0 record on the road to West Valley to take on the 1-3 Rams. For senior defensive end Dom Torres, he says what he's learned at home has helped him and his teammates in treating everyone like family.
They really look up to me, and that's like the blessing of being an older brother. They're always like, oh, I want to be like you. I want to wear your number. And like, it's pretty funny. Then usually they're outside after my practice and stuff, and like, can you teach me how to do this? Teach me how to do that? I'm like, yeah, I'll spend an hour with you, It's always fun. I think family for football is just the same as home. You got to treat everyone like it's your brother, your own blood, and it's really nice out here.
So Eastmont at West Valley. Let's run down the rest of the schedule for you tonight across the gridirons in North Central Washington. Chelan is at Okanagan while Cascade hosts Cheney and Caribou Trail League play. The CWAC has Ephrata at Othello while Quincy's at Wapato. North Central B League play tonight. Brewster hosting Manson while Imira Cooley is at Eniat. Turning to the Les Schwab scoreboard from last night in prep soccer, Cascade edged Okanagan 3-2. Cashmere beat Pateros 9-0 and then Omak 8-0. Quincy blanked East Valley 4-0 and Ephrata was a 5-0 winner over Wapato. In prep volleyball action last night, Wenatchee topped Eisenhower 3-zip. Quincy swept Toppenish. Ephrata was also a 3-0 winner over Grandview. Okanagan topped Cascade 3-2. Omak down Cashmere 3-1, and Eniat swept Easton 3-zip. Wenatchee swept Davis and Eisenhower in girls swimming yesterday at Lions Pool in Yakima. Panthers beat the Pirates 134-42, and over the Cadets 123-49. Coming up tomorrow in high school prep sports, first of all, girls soccer, Manson travels to Omak at 11. Cascade hosts Cowan Benton, while Chelan's and Walook also at 11. Then at 1 o'clock, it'll leave off to a field of the Apple Bowl. Wenatchee hosts Eisenhower. Girls volleyball, Eastmont continues playing at the Phoenix in Phoenix at the Nike Tournament of Champions. Bridgeport plays at Waterville Mansfield tomorrow at 12:30. Wenatchee's on the road at Central Valley at 2:30, and Wilson Creek hosts Manson at 4 o'clock. Tomorrow at 10 in the morning, Wenatchee and 7 other cross-country teams will be at Eisenhower for the cross-country meet there. Cashmere, Eastmont, Moses Lake, Quincy, and 4 other schools will be in Leavenworth at the Ski Hill for that invite that starts at noon. The Wenatchee Wilder and Penticton at the BCHL Showcase this weekend. They played a little earlier today against Salmon Arm and then play Penticton tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Of course, that can be heard on 560 KPQ with our good friend Art Checker. College football this weekend. The Cougars have a bye this weekend. Central Washington's at West Texas for a 5 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. Eastern Washington plays at Sacramento State at 6. Then tomorrow night on ESPN, it's number 15 Washington at Stanford. That kicks off at 7:30. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCW Life Channel. Jefferson, back to you.
Eric Granstrom, the Double Threat. Thanks very much. Finally from us tonight, on September 5th, Grant County Sheriff's deputies spent the better part of the morning looking for a cougar roaming through the town of Ephrata. Cameron Quist was able to spot the wayward animal as soon as he stepped out of his home in the northwest part of town. He also got a first-hand look at a deputy in pursuit. The cougar eluded capture and made its way eventually back into the wild. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. That's newly redesigned ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com. Give us a call, 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL. Dan Kuntz is back with you on Monday morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm told I'll be filling in for Grant Olson one last time on Monday night. I'm Jefferson Robbins. We'll see you then.
The NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and other stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.
Only one dealership in Wenatchee has Motor Trend's SUV of the Year and Truck of the Year. That's right, Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram has the all-new Jeep Wrangler and the all-new Ram 1500 pickup. Or get the best of both worlds in the new Jeep Gladiator. Visit Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today for more information on these award winners and see why there's no reason to leave town to buy your next vehicle.